Hi, my name is Amy. Thank you very much for watching, and let's make some bad coding decisions together. This is for entertainment purposes only, so if you're entertained, please like and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. So today we're going to attempt to implement the Auth0 sign-in information. So the first thing we're going to do, and I asked Gemini and I did some clarification questions, and I think we've come up with a good solution. So the first thing is we're going to install some dependencies, .env, and the Express OpenID Connect. So let's go over here. I've already created a new branch. Of course, this is not going to work exactly. NVM list. NVM use LTS iron. Let's try that again. Okay, well, being on the right version of code helps. So then, we've installed those dependencies, and then what are we going to do? I already set up the environments, so, and I looked at Auth0, but I'm not sure how secret the client IDs are, so I'm not going to show you that exactly. So then I asked if this should be in the API index because it says it's a middleware. So let's get that as the middleware. So inside of the server middleware auth.js. So in cursor, I don't think we have a middleware. So mkdir server middleware. And then we're gonna touch auth.js. My dog just came in, so we might be a little bit slower. Middleware and then auth.js. And I'm gonna copy that. You just do command and press on it, and that'll show up. One extra line for good luck. Also, GitHub loves you when you do that. And then got server API users. Should server API users me.js be in TypeScript? Okay. It just makes me wonder, so we're gonna do make the directory mkdir and then copy the whole file name, do touch, and then open up that new blank file. We're going to copy that and paste it in here. At some point, we'll actually use the cursor AI. Okay, so I just want to make sure. Okay, so we did this one and we did me, and then we'll go up and look at okay. Okay. So I have a lot of questions about this. Okay. So now we're going to ask questions to cursor. Okay. Let me do this as a new cursor chat. We have add this as well and just say I am trying to implement Auth0 into my next free application that uses TypeScript, Postgres, objection. The development plan had this in the API index file, but I took a portion out and the implementation of Auth0 is using a regular application and authenticated in the back end. When you do in the front end, you have to like do a bunch of JWT tokens and all that stuff. Please make the migration users table, the login page, and use the logic. I just did this in Laravel. It took me a few days, but I'm using basically the same application because So they're adding more logic into this config file in my middleware, which I thought would be the correct thing to do. And we have a user model using objection. And they created this, although I think we're supposed to use the Knex actual command to create the migrations. So you have a get logout, a get login. Keep. So yeah, we have the server models that are defined. Okay. We have a protected, get protected. Keep. Keep. And then so you have an index, a login, and a profile. So I just got really tired. But I was just thinking that in the migration, do we need any more? We don't need name or picture. We probably do need we'll say we could do a subscription table that just has the names of the subscriptions and like what it gets you. But I've found that with web applications, you don't want to be joining and doing a bunch of different things. You just want to query one thing. And we'll say date, and we'll say subscription expires on. So there's a naming convention for dates. And the thing is, okay, so when it ends with on, then it's a date. And if it's at, then it is a timestamp. See, like it's on December 14th, but it's at noon. We got table Boolean is subscription. try to make that nullable. Because the down in this is just dropping the table. So we're in the index. That's fine. Okay. So we're going to actually look at the Knex README. And I'm pretty sure we have to do it like this. And just do C run. Sorry. Wow. We'll do migrate latest. Uh-oh. We'll say npx Knex files be like create users. Let's see. It should be just like could partition the tables if we're afraid that it's going to get too big. Say something like the first letter of the last name or something. So we're going to take this out. And attempt to run the latest. Okay, table is not defined. We're going to add this to the cursors chat, and then I don't know why table would be undefined. We definitely don't need your picture. Okay. When you say so. Okay. We can run that. Okay. 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 So I should have the yield calci in the database. So we've got that. I think since this video is already 20 minutes long, that we can finish this and then have a part 2 that's actually testing that the Auth0 part works, which I think we can go to localhost 3000. And it's starting, at least it's pretending that it can start, although it doesn't really inspire confidence. Is it still compiling? It's saying like there's no default. What are you doing? No. Stop. Ugh, we don't want a picture. We don't want a picture field. Keep that. So this is the model. So we didn't clean up the model. So it was looking for like different things. And it's taking out the reference for pictures. I mean, maybe someday I will be kind to you all and offer a nice avatar, but today's not that day. I think I might go to bed early because this is not like this is my first week of actual unemployment, and I think I'm doing okay. Today was just one of those, like, I spent a couple hours fixing my work chair because the dog fur had wrapped around it so tightly that the wheelies weren't working, and I couldn't pry the side part off. So like I had to sit there and just like try to get it out, all that fur. And then I had a good lunch and I made my dinner. But I also spent like an hour making a Misty logo. So like it feels like I didn't do anything today, but I'm also not angry that I spent time with my dogs and like cleaned. So okay, yeah, so I was saying like the next thing is to run it in dev and just see if it's working. That's cool. When I did pm dev error. Thing I don't look forward to, like if I even get an interview, who knows? It's 12 weeks and I have to apply to at least 4 things. So hopefully I will get, I should probably just take By the Pixel out. They fired me after a month and a half because I was hired to work on Laravel applications, but I don't know Laravel. And they were like, wow, you're not a senior in Laravel, which, I mean, I already told them I didn't know it. I guess they were just surprised about what I was returning. So yeah. Thankfully, I have passive income to help me, or else I'd probably be out of my mind and not doing side projects. I would just be finding work full time as a job. But this is just the minimum I need to get unemployment. So I will take a job if I find a job, but I don't think I need a job. It's doing this thing again. This was happening with my Android application. What version of Node is this? Have it use NVM LTS iron. Okay. Do we still have a 500 error? We'll see. I have faith that we'll get this resolved. But for now, well, I can't go to bed while it's doing the install, but after this, like, I need to go to bed. I'll talk to you later.